Well, that's a wrap on Northfield Park tonight. Pretty good night overall. I know Jazz's outing wasn't the best, but to put it in perspective, the race Jazz is in is the class that Yes goes up into next week. So we all knew coming back with her, especially with a bunch of wins in a row on her card, was going to be tough, and it takes time. You saw Rosie a little flat finishing up tonight. It takes time to get. And as I tell you, it takes time. It may take more time than they actually have. I hope it isn't. Now Rosie's on a different path. You know, she still fits cheap. She'll do fine. She'll get to the winner's circle, you know, and hopefully get on a roll. Whereas poor Jazz, she's been asked to you know, swim with the sharks, so to speak. I don't think she was awesome tonight either. Good, but not awesome. That foot still bothers her a little bit. After the qualifier, we had to dig around and put pads on her, and then it's been 3 weeks, and lo and behold, she was a little pinchy on that right front pulling up tonight. She was fine afterwards. We pulled her strap, we took the shoe off. I'm gonna have the blacksmith look at that foot again. Just goes to show you, when they make a mess of their foot sometime. I've never seen one in 25 years. I've never seen more than that. 25 as a trainer, 30 as a caretaker and a trainer. I've never seen a foot that bad in all my life as it was on my Jazz. Anyway, it'll linger for a bit. She seemed fine when I just left the barn a minute ago. She was fine. I'll have the blacksmith tomorrow. I want to talk to Jason and Lauren. Obviously, Jason trains her and Lauren takes care of her. I want to have, actually, Cindy might take care of her. I want to have a chat about how her week usually is. Now, what we can do is take those pads. Now, she has what we have, I believe they're called circuit bars, circuit plates. They're just an aluminum plate that really just sits under the shoe. You wouldn't think it would give it a lot of support, but it actually does for some horses. I have seen quite a difference in some horses from sitting behind them, not having them on and having them on. Sometimes we'll take the flip-flops off and go to those circuit plates just to change things up. You know, maybe they're not getting a hold of the track good enough or whatnot. And, you know, a little change sometimes helps. Sometimes it doesn't. And we'll see with Jazz. The other plates they have are, I don't know what the actual name of them are. We always call them spider plates, but I highly doubt that's what they're called. They're a plate that covers a little more room, and they kind of crisscross underneath the shoe. Now, what we can do is grind that out so that it leaves that inside quarter of my Jazz's foot open. The shoe is still there, but it leaves it open so that there's not that constant pressure on her foot. I think that's really all she needs. This is the exact same way she was after I qualified her the first week. Little pinchy on it coming out of the bath rack. We took the shoe off, tubbed her for a minute, pulled the strap. She walked back into the stall fine. So very similar thing tonight. Now, what I was getting at with my Jazz is we need to have her tighter. Now, we've been training her kind of soft heading into her races. It's just a slow mile, 2 days out. What we might do, again, if we can get her sound tomorrow, which I think we can, is maybe 3 days out, train her a little bit harder. That's, again, assuming that pad will work. It's not a pad, it's a plate. That plate will work as I envision it, but that's not to say it will. So I'll talk to Jason, see what he thinks. Sometimes we go to razor pad. I don't really want to go to a flip-flop with this filly, not knowing what I know about that inside quarter and what kind of a mess it was last year. So I think that plate will help. A little discussion between the caretaker and Jason and I tomorrow, and then we'll figure out which way we're going to go. But what I would like to do is have her come out of this race good, and then 3 days before she race, maybe train her a real good mile, train her up hard, and make sure she's good and tight going into the next race. I think she's probably a couple of starts from trotting in 55 and a piece, 56, and that's what she's going to have to do to get the job done. Both Yes's class tonight and the other division he's going up into, my Jazz's race went in 55 and 3. So I think she's going to have to at least trot in the meaty part of 56 to be competitive in that field. And I hope she is, because there's not a ton of spots for her just yet. Now, as those wins come off, as we get 2 more races in, she can drop way down then, but not just yet. So I think, first off, we'll see how she comes out of this race. and then we'll go from there. But I don't think there'll be a problem. Compass Rose, as I said, should have got the job done. Again, a little soft, as I said to Lauren. I think we'll go a little harder on both those mares 3 days out this week. Training wheels are off now. I felt that Rosie was just a hair short tonight. So we'll see how they are next week. I suspect they'll both be much, much tighter next week. And then Matt's MVP, man, he doesn't get around. I keep telling you guys, he doesn't get around a half great. I had to watch him in the first turn. Once you get him going, he can size the turn up. He's a smart boy. And as I put him in gear, I'm glad that Ryan Stahl didn't come out coming to the half, because if he had, it really would have stopped me up, and I would have had trouble getting him going again. If you got him going into that far turn with a full head of steam and just kind of let him idle, just coast, not advance, not retreat, just hold the line in the last turn, he'll come on and get those horses. And I didn't even have to pull the earplugs tonight. He's just turned into such a nice horse. I've said this from day one. He wasn't the soundest. He was lame, is what he was before we stopped with him. But now he's better. Still rolly behind. That could be immaturity and stifles. I'll let Mike check him again tomorrow. Now, Jason's had an easy bit of a month, and he deserved it. I mean, he's been going wide open all year. He just kind of took things easy the last month. He's back not next week, the week after. So right now, he's really just calling in the plays from the sideline to Lauren. As I said to him, I texted him tonight and I said, we'll train them a little bit harder. I think we should train them a little bit harder next week, the way they felt. Work on my Jazz's foot, and then don't change a thing. Have the vet look at Matt's MVP again, but don't change a thing. He had the killer instinct on him. He knew he was a winner in the last turn. So did I. I just growled at him coming out of the turn, and he trotted away from them. And then, yes, getting better. Again, it takes time to get these horses up into that level they need to be in, but he's getting there. These wins go a long, long way for this horse, and hopefully we luck out and we keep drawing good. I'd hate to draw 7 or 8 next week up a class. Even anything south of 6 would be helpful for Yes next week, but getting him back on track, he's feeling great now. So a very, very good night tonight at Northfield Park. Yes started rolling again, went over 400,000 life, so congratulations to the people that, I know there are people that have been in from the start with him, so congratulations to them especially. Matt's MVP was very, very good tonight, and I don't know all the other horses in that division or that race, but he's going to give them all they want if we get a similar trip in the final. And then Compass Rose, DC, and My Jazz, just a little short, I think. A little short. Other than that, great day. So I'm here tomorrow. I'm going with all the babies. Then I'm going to sit back in the afternoon, watch Arch's Rainbow. I opted not to go over tomorrow. I'm going to watch Arch's Rainbow race. I'm going to watch Grace race. And then I'm going to race Red Overbach. Immediately after the race, I'm going to head back to Ontario because we got some stuff to do Thursday. We got some horses to school and qualify, I believe, on Friday. So I have to be there for that. And then maybe we'll see. You might see Amy and the kids over here for the weekend, possibly for a little work on the track. I'd like to get Amy over going with the babies too. She loves to get at it. It's not that we're short, but Amy takes great pride in her work, and she doesn't always get to go on the track yet with the babies, and I know she likes to come over here and go with them also. So maybe we'll be over here for the weekend. No guarantees, but we'll see. So with that, I'm almost home. Hopefully you guys are almost tucked in for the night. It was a decent night at thestable.ca. Good luck tomorrow, the rest of the week. Take care.